Have you ever been more worried about the black community than you are right now?
Man, that's a fantastic question. Have I ever been more worried?
More worried.
That's a good question, man. And the reason that's such a good question, because it's on my nerves every day, Stephen A., if I'm being totally honest with you.
Yeah, bro.
It just is what
Every
it is.
damn day.
Every
excuse my
damn
language.
day.
Absolutely
Every
true.
damn day.
It's absolute true.
But
I love us.
I love us too.
But damn.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I know it's mixed company in here,
No,
but we talking amongst
but
each
it
other.
is what it is.
Yeah, it just I don't know if I'm more worried, because I do feel like there's enough of us in certain positions and enough of us with a certain consciousness that we really want what's best for our people. And it's a lot of folks that I see, they're not waiting on nobody. They're not waiting on government. Like, there's a lot of people using their own resources to do things, for us. Like, for me, my mother's alma mater is South Carolina State University. I opened up, a scholarship in my mother's name at South Carolina State University. I gave them $250,000 out of my own pocket. You know, like, I have a partnership with the food bank in Harlem, because I'm sitting here talking about we got to keep people's food. We got to keep food on these people's
And I'm happy
table.
to help with that, by the way.
They'd love to have you out
absolutely.
there, So it's certain things that I see a lot of us doing, like, my nonprofit, the Mental Wealth Alliance, where we're trying to get 10 million black and brown people, free therapy over the next 5 years. Like, every day we're making, strides towards those type of things. So I think that there's a lot of people who aren't waiting on anybody, a lot of black people who aren't waiting on anybody, who are taking our destiny into our own hands. So that gives me a lot of hope. But man, when I go on this, boy, it makes me hate us sometimes.
And why does it make you hate?
Because we tear each other down in ways. Like, for example, we talk about President Biden, right? We give white men like President Biden so much grace, but don't give each other none. Zero.
Right.
You can talk, you bring up President Biden's 94 crime bill or the 86 mandatory minimum sentencing or the 88 crack law, they'll make up all types of excuses as to why that happened. And people should be allowed to change and this and that. But you don't do that with your own people.
That's right.
You don't do that with your own people.
And you know what they'll say? They'll say, Stephen A., who the hell are you to talk? Charlamagne the God, who the hell are you to talk? Because people come on y'all shows and y'all grill them every day, or y'all will call it like y'all see it, but y'all knocking down the black man every day. That's what they'll say. That's what they'll say about you. That's what they'll say about me. How do you respond to that?
I don't think we're knocking down black men. I think having conversations with people is not knocking them down. I think, if you
calling it like you see it for stuff that they do in front of millions of people.
Yeah, and I'm not calling for somebody to be erased off the face of the earth. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to go prune their timeline and get rid of them altogether. We're just having conversations. The same way when people disagree with things that I say, I'll listen. I don't have no problem apologizing if I'm wrong.
Right.
I don't have no problem saying, hey, you know what? I got that wrong, my fault. I don't have any problem doing that. And I don't have a problem bringing the person I was talking about onto the platform so we can have, a conversation amongst each other. I think that's really good for our community to see.
I've cut back on that. Let me holler at you about that. Okay. Let me tell you why. YouTube. I got a YouTube show here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm part of your teammate on iHeartRadio now, stuff like that. Love it. Here's the deal. Because you can make money now doing that shit, that's what you got cats doing. They ain't whispering and saying stuff privately or just saying something on a social media platform for you to see. Now they want everybody to see it. They want it monetized. They don't have to have proof. They don't have to have validity evidence. They don't have to back it up with substantive facts. They don't have to do any of that. Now you trying to act like you all up in your feelings, like you're really, really conscientious, when in fact, you're just trying to get paid.
Yeah, you just want you want me to respond.
That's right.
So then now you got more content, or you want access to the platform because I might invite you on to have the conversation, or I might go to your platform to have the conversation. No, you're right about that. You're right about that. Like, we are in a word economy nowadays, and like nobody cares about word, and nobody cares about the truth of those words if the lie is more entertaining.
And they'll say, who the hell are y'all to say that? But my response to that would be, well, we were doing this before the advent of social media. So clearly our intent as professionals, this is what we're conducting on a day in, day out basis. Me for over 30 years, you for at least over 20 some odd years. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at it now. But again, I'll come back to you and ask, any hope whatsoever, silver lining, You know, a light at the end of the rainbow down the line.
Yeah, there's a lot of hope because it's a double-edged sword when it comes to social media, right? Because the problem with social media is it gave everybody a voice. But the gift of social media is it gave everybody a voice. So when I look at brothers like Earn Your Leisure, Rashad and Troy, when I look at brothers like 19 Keys, when I look at brothers like, Wall Street Trapper, when I even look at like a lot of the athletes who are, I love what the Pivot is doing. Like the conversations that they having over there, them brothers is helping folks heal in a real way. Ryan Clark, oh my God, oh man, I love it. When I see stuff like that, when I see people, able to control their own narratives and put those kind of things out there, it gives me a lot of hope. Because Malcolm X said, a person who controls the media controls the minds of the masses. And I think right now, we do have a lot of good people that are in positions of power, with different platforms. And I think they're putting a lot of good stuff out there. So there's always hope. But we have to understand everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta leave some people behind. You gotta leave some people behind.
When you read the Bible, there's a couple of stories in the Bible. God told Noah, look, build the ark.
Everybody can't come.
And you can tell them what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of doubters. There's going to be a lot of naysayers. People going to critique you and all of this and that. Don't worry about it. Whoever believes you, that's who's going to come with you. Right. I bet you they believed when it started raining and those doors started closing.
And the flood started building.
You look at Lot, right? Lot took his family and Lot was arguing with God. Like, God, there's some good people back there. Oh, damn it! Go find one, Lot. Right. If you can find one, I'll spare the whole city. Lot couldn't find one.
Right.
Lot's wife had to look back, turn to salt. I bet you Lot ain't look back with her after that.
That's right.
So it's just like everybody can't go, and we have to understand that.
So who are the people that can't go? I'm not asking names. I'm not asking names. I'm talking about classification. The kind of folks that you're talking about. Let's crystallize it. Let's crystallize it for the audience. Who are the kind of folks that got to be left behind? We got to say their asses got to stay. We can't go. We can't bring them with us. Who are those people?
I think anybody who's not willing to have genuine conversation. I think what you said a little while ago is very important. Like some people are just doing this for entertainment purposes. And, I don't feel like, what we're going through in this country, who we are in this country, I don't think that's a joke. I don't think that should be for somebody's, entertainment value. So the individuals who really just want confrontation over conversation, the individuals that we know wherever we go, they're going to cause conflict, you got to do them like Harriet Tubman would have did them. Internal conflict. You got to do them like Harriet Tubman would have did them. Shoot them right there on the spot. They can't come where everybody cannot go with us. And I think we know who a lot of those individuals are. There's a lot of us who have a long history and a long resume of just wanting to cause conflict amongst us, cause conflict amongst each other. And I think those individuals, like let them go figure out something else.
Last question on this subject is: you consider the role that you play when you take the position that you just articulated. Is that your approach and you just keep it to yourself and you do it? Or is that a message that you try to disseminate to as many people who are willing to listen, that are in opposition, that have the ability to sort of provoke change in some way?
Oh, no, yeah, I have these conversations all the time, publicly and privately, because like I feel like we all can create our own ecosystems with our own, like-minded individuals. And I try to be around like-minded individuals who I see, doing things for our people on their own. And I'm also willing to build with the elected officials who are in these positions of power. Because I can't sit here and act like, especially in my hometown, Mounts Corner, South Carolina, the Low Country area, Charleston and all that. Man, there's so many great, congressmen like my man J.A. Moore, like people like that who help me get things done for our community. So I'm not gonna ever sit here and act like, government doesn't play a role, because it absolutely positively does. We
just don't need government dependency.
We don't need government
help,
dependency.
But dependency is different.
Yeah, we don't need government dependency until we can put those people in positions that we can actually depend on.
That's right.
Like there's people that we know we could depend on if they get in that position. Like if Anina Turner was an elected official, we know we could depend on, somebody like her. But we don't have too many of those. So the ones that we do have, in those positions, we got to support them. We got to support the Ayanna Presleys of the world. We got to support those people who are in Congress who we know are fighting for us every day. But like I said, for me, I'm willing to work with anybody who's willing to work with me and work on the things that I want to get done, for us as a people. And once again, man, we had these conversations about black people. Black people are human beings.
That's right.
We want upward mobility and safety. How can we get some money in our pocket
and be safe?
And be safe.
And free to spend it, by the way.
That's it.
Free to spend it without having to worry about stuff.
That's right. It's not rocket science here, people. So when you have these, when you're an elected official or anybody and you're sitting around having these conversations about what black people want, ask yourself, what do you want?